Volt TV going down, baby. Big Herc916 fresh out. We teamed up with Volt TV, a live streaming service. Man, bringing you over 10,000 channels. It's got the news, it's got the sports, it's got the movies, it's got the XXX rated, all that good stuff, man. Links in the description. I know a lot of you guys are up in the house and you trying to watch different things and it's costing you. Well, man, look, you can get rid of all the other bullshit. $19.99, you got 2 devices and over 10,000 channels. All the good ones too. Movies. Get it? Link in the description. What's up, everybody? Big Herc916. You tune into another edition of my vlog. You know I'm all about that positivity and that motivation, and I like to keep you laced up. And I just want to say, even when I was at my brokest, I was still busting cheeks. See, a lot of you guys out there, you're married, and you can't even bust no cheeks with your wife. I don't get it, man. Some of the stuff you guys put out there, it's an embarrassment to say that you're even in a relationship when I look at the whole situation. Pathetic, man. You're not getting your little pee-pee touched. You ain't busting no cheeks. You can't even get a kiss in the morning when you go to work, and you don't even get to see your paycheck because she takes all of it. And she probably has a Thundercat on the side that's the hammering down her old coochie, man. You guys are straight lame. And I'm gonna break it down to you because it's all about asserting yourself as a man. Most of you guys have never been taught how to be a man because you never had a man in your life. You never had a daddy. You might have had a distant cousin and maybe an uncle who came around, but because you never had a man to show you how to be a man, and maybe the big homies never took you under their wing, you simply don't know how to put the hammer into action and bust some cheeks. See, I had homies around me growing up that were cold coochie assassins. There were groups. I mean, the sophomores, the freshmen, the juniors, the seniors, they were crews, man. And these dudes were no joke, man. And I learned from some of the best. But moving forward, even when I got out the pen, man, in my 30s, and I didn't have shit. I mean, literally, I didn't have nothing, man. I lived out of a duffel bag. I had a goddamn air mattress that would go flat during the middle of the night, and I had to plug it back in. I had a car, a 94 Cadillac Sedan DeVille that had the sensors on it. And for some reason, the sensors not only worked on the lights, but it also worked on cutting off the engine. So if it was dark, my car wouldn't start. So wherever I had to get to go bust some cheeks, I had to get there before the sun went down, because there was a high possibility that I wouldn't be able to get home, man. That's how rough I had it, man, when I was fresh out, man, and I was trying to get on my feet in my 30s, man, but I was still a cold hammer man. I lived in a pretty much a house that could be considered a shithole, man. It wasn't the best accommodations, but it was the only accommodations I had. And God bless the person for letting me rent out the room, because I didn't have any credit or anything else. But it wasn't the most presentable place to be living at. Just keeping it 100. No disrespect to the man who rented it out to me, but it was rough, man. Boards on some of the windows. It was rough. Anyways, I rented a room. I want to say, I can't remember what I paid, but it might have been a little over $500, maybe $700, something like that. But I had to scrape my little pennies together to keep that roof over my head. And in order to get to this room, I had to walk through another person's room. And when I used to walk through this other person's room, you know, a lot of times they'd be watching TV. I had to passed right in front of him. It was just a shitty situation, man. And you know, this cat, man, he'd be watching Saw or Hostel, you know, all these crazy horror movies. So I would hear this shit going on, you know, throughout the night, and I had to put in earplugs. Now, imagine this. I'm trying to get laid, man, and I'm in my 30s. I ain't got shit to show for it. And I would have a female, you know, because she would be like, oh, I'll come to your place. I'll be like, God damn, what am I going to tell her, man? Well, fuck it, man. You know, it is what it is. You know, hey, I live over here, and they would get there and say I'm out front, and I come outside, and I'd have to take him through this old beat up gate, through the side of the house, through the living room. You know, sometimes there'd be somebody sleeping on the living room because they had another person that crashed on the living room, so I had to step over them with their girlfriend, go through this dude's room who was watching, like I said, one of these horror movies, and he was like a zombie. I walked past him, he'd be like, he wouldn't even look up like he's seen us. He'd just be looking at the TV, you know. I try not to make eye contact, but so I walked past him into my little bedroom, and I can only imagine what's going through the female's head, man. Like, this nigga, he gonna take me through this to go get my cheeks busted? And sure enough, I go in there, and there'd be a cold air mattress. I'd had a cold air mattress, man. And man, I'll put some air in that joint, man. Have my little sheet over the top, man, and my throw blanket. And I turn on my little, I think I had a little bullshit radio to try to create some type of ambiance. And man, I go to town, man. And you know, they would still let me bust those cheeks, and I'd be busting them out. And they're putting it down. I'm hearing, you know, I'm trying to hear some Key Sweat, but then I'm hearing sound like somebody's getting sawed in half in the next room, you know, on some crazy ass movie this dude is watching. And then after it's all said and done, when it's time to wash up, once again, the female had to walk through this bedroom attached to my room into the bathroom to wash up. Then I had to walk through there, and then she had to get dressed, and she had to walk out again to leave. So we're making about 4 or 5 trips back and forth while this cat just sitting there. I can't believe I even lived in a situation like that, man. But when you talk about coming up, man, that's why I'm so grateful for what I have now. And, you know, the house I have with wifey, man, because, dude, you know, I look back at those times and think like, man, I was still busting cheeks in a cold spot. I mean, you know, I'd be lucky, man, if the female called me back after I put it down, just because she like, this nigga broke. You know, he living like this. But, you know, I talked a good game, and, you know, I had a lot of potential. And the ones who didn't, you know, a lot of them, it was like, oh, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, man, you know, a lot of you guys complain about, you know, you guys are living rent free at your mama's house, you know, sleeping either in the living room or in the basement or in your old high school bedroom. And, you say that it's rough out there, but man, shit, you guys are younger than I was when I got out, and there's no excuse why you shouldn't be down there smashing out some coochie, bro. You shouldn't be, you know, living the best days and working towards a goal. You know, fast forward, you know, 10 years later, I got a nice crib, you know, got a pool, got multiple cars, got multiple businesses. I'm doing my thing, you know, I'm still, you know, hustling to get to that ultimate you know, dream, which I don't have any glass ceilings. I'm just still moving and shaking. But, you know, even when I was poor, I never looked at myself as poor mentally. I might not have had the money, the Benz, the Bentley, the Porsche, or the Oath, whatever the case may be. And I had to be in before the lights went out, but I was still, you know, socializing. I was still out there trying to, you know, get my little Peter wet. You know what I mean? I was still dilly and dallying. You know, I had one female, man, she didn't even come in the house. She would just come outside and say, I'm out front. And I go out and we go get a hotel, and I'd bust her cheeks down. Cold little freak, man. But she never even came in the house, man. That just goes to show that, you know, sometimes it doesn't even have to go to that extent. But When there's a will, there's a way, man. So stop making excuses why you ain't getting laid. And if you married and you living with your wife, I mean, you a lame, man. If you ain't busting her cheeks at least 4 times a week, I don't know what to tell you, man. Because anytime I think about watching some porn, I'm just gonna go bust some cheeks. I'm married. It's on call, man. And if it ain't on call for you, you's a sucker, man. Because she's playing you because she's living under your roof and you ain't got no benefits. What's the benefits of having a marriage or a living relationship when you can't even get the sex when you want it? You better off just being on a goddamn one of these little dating sites, man, Tinder or something. I mean, what's the benefit, man? You know, you're beating your Peter. So yeah, man, I was poor, but I was still busting them cheeks, man. And like I said, walking through somebody's room to get to my room, to bust down on the air mattress, man, it's crazy, man. Those are some crazy times, man. But I have to look back and just can laugh now, man. That shit was crazy, man. Big Herc916.
Hello, I'm Big Herc916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.
Hey. I got that work. Hey. See? Well, y'all in quarantine, I got that work. Split the coronavirus wig, man. Hey. Go to the link in the description and get your limited edition coronavirus wig splitter shirts. Big Herc916 getting down fresh out.